Welcome back to the Werks podcast. Today we have an exciting episode lined up for you. Joining us is Ramfis Marmolejos, a key representative from MAD Insurance, where they are making a difference. Known for his innovative vision and leadership, Ramfis is at the forefront of transforming the insurance industry with MAD Insurance groundbreaking approaches. MAD Insurance is revolutionizing the field with its customer-first philosophy and cutting-edge technology, making insurance more accessible and responsive to individual needs. In this episode, we'll dive into how Ramfis and his team are driving this transformation, the unique challenges they faced, and their vision for the future of insurance. Ramfis, we're thrilled to have you here today, man. Welcome to the Werks podcast.
Thank you, Sam, man. Thank you for having me, man.
So, man, it's been a while, man. We grew up together, distant. You know, we would play ball, and you reached out, and you know, it's cool to have you here, man. You know, we were doing a little bit of small talk right before we started the episode, right. and you showed me another side of you I did not know, man.
Yeah, man. A lot of people don't know, man. I don't like to put everything out there. I don't know if you noticed, but like on social media, my personal social media, I don't post pretty much. I like to stay to myself, you know.
Yeah, it's I understand that, man. You trying to keep everything more private,
right?
In your private life,
yeah.
In the sense, but man, you know, you owning a business, owning your insurance, that you own the insurance business,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You own this
silent partner, yeah.
Okay. So you need to use social media, man, so you can get more exposed, bro.
Well, we do have social media that we do use for the business, but
your personal stuff,
my personal stuff, I don't even like reaching out to friends when they ask me for insurance. I like certain type of people to reach out to me. I don't want, sometimes friends feel like they're entitled to something. Sometimes they want a discount, and the thing is, at the end of the day, in the insurance industry, we don't set the price. The insurance company sets the price. We're just a middleman that just gets you the insurance to provide you a service that we provide.
So the insurance company is the one that sets the price.
Correct.
And what makes one insurance company different than the other? Is it they're willing to take more risk, or how does that work?
So in regards to, like, we have standard companies like Progressive, Allstate, State Farm, Geico. Those are A-rated companies. But then you also have your low-tier companies like National General, Ocean Harbor, United Auto, Embark. That just take on all the risk. Mm-hmm. But with Progressive, State Farm, Geico, and Allstate, they limit the risk they take, because at the end of the day, the more risk you take, most likely the loss ratio for that company is gonna go up.
And what got you started with insurance, man? Graduating, I guess, from we went to the same high school. Graduating
right.
From the high school, did you go to college or no?
Yeah, I went to college in Orlando for a year, got homesick, started working at Office Max for a while in the printing department, and I seen a job for a Medicaid office that they were hiring for a customer service rep, and I sent my resume, got hired, started off as a customer service rep on the first floor, just, helping people get Medicaid and helping them for Medicare savings programs that we offered. And from being there, within 6 months, I got a promotion and I became a beta rep. It was like something in regards to I was turning into a state coordinator. And after that, I became a coordinator maybe like 2 months into the beta program. And I did the coordinator for like 6 months. And after those 6 months, I got promoted again and I became a state liaison for government relations. And I started traveling with the company. And I was going to different Medicaid offices throughout the United States. And we were providing Medicaid savings programs to our clients and showing them. So we would go to a Medicaid office in different states and provide what we provide as a company and what contracts we had. So we had contracts with United Healthcare, Humana, and different health insurance companies to provide this service to their clients.
Was that you ever heard of like Sun Health? Is it something like
Something similar, but it's a private contracted company to provide Medicare savings programs. So when you turn before when I was doing this, the age.
I'm sorry to cut you off. It was the reason why I said Sun Health is the company you worked for. Was it like Sun Health? Was it like It
was called Social Service Coordinators.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you would sell.
No selling.
Oh, no selling. Okay.
So what we would do is we would reach out. It was cold calling these clients, but the thing was we were getting the information from the health insurance company to reach out to their clients. And back then,
to sign them up to the
Medicare savings program that the state offers.
Oh, that the state offers.
Right. So some of these, a lot of
not to the insurance company.
No.
Oh,
to the clients.
Okay.
Yeah, because the state was offering these programs. So what it was is, as a private contract company, they give us the information to reach out to their clients to provide them a Medicare savings program so they can stay with the health insurance company. Because the thing was, we were providing. When you turn 65, you have something called Medicare A, Medicare B, Medicare C, Part D. We're providing Medicare B, where these clients on Medicare B, back then it was like $80, $90 that would come out of their Social Security check. And, at a Social Security check, you don't really get much. So what we would do is we would get an application, we would submit it to the state and advise them, look, this client is making this certain amount, they're below poverty, and we would like to get them the Medicare savings program. So what would happen is once they get approved, they would get that $90 back into their check. It wouldn't be taken out no more. So that's what we were providing.
And how long did you work there?
I was there for about 4 or 5 years.
Was that the point that you decided, you know what, I like this whole insurance?
Yeah. So that felt like that was my niche. And then I remember before.
What did you like about it?
Helping people, man. I've always been a type of person. My mother raised me where, always helping somebody was always a beneficial. Even if you got nothing in return, it'd always come back to you in the long run. So I was raised that way. You know how Spanish mothers were. So that's how I was. And then, after the 4 or 5 years, I had a friend that was in property and casualty. He reached out to me and said, look, this is the new niche. I think this is going to be beneficial for you. So I jumped into property and casualty, got my license, got certified and everything, and started selling property and casualty, which, consumes of business insurance, home insurance, auto insurance, liability compensation, workers' comp, and stuff like that. We also do health on the side, but not as much. But we do provide those services.
Would you say that, what would you say is your biggest or your largest client? Is it businesses or is it personal?
Business.
Business?
Yeah.
There's a lot of money in business. I know I pay a lot of money in my business,
man.
It has to do with the amount of revenue that you make.
Right. The amount of revenue you make, that's like in regards to workers' comp, it's what payroll you have with your employees and stuff like that.
And you guys provide all that?
Yeah.
Workers' comp, GL,
professional liability, business owner, BOP, which is business owner policy, where it covers your personal property inside the business and also is general liability at the same time.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, my policy now renews in July.
Okay.
I started off with what was it? Hiscox.
Oh, yeah.
I started off with Hiscox and it was just me.
Yeah, for sure.
I got like a $500 a year, and because it was just me. Yeah. But then to get into these other big contracts that I had to get into,
right,
with all these multifamily properties, we ended up having to reach out to a better insurance, and I got into Nationwide. I dealt with this brokerage up in Fort Lauderdale, big
RPS?
people. No.
Bracefield.
What is it?
Bracefield.
No, man. Dude,
Amwins.
It's a big company, bro. This guy's big, man.
Brown and Brown.
Brown and Brown.
Yeah, Brown and Brown's probably one of the biggest independent agencies in the state of Florida.
Bro. So I got in with them. They got me hooked up with Nationwide, and then I ended up. How did it go? Somebody recommended me to the broker that I'm with now. Okay. I'm pretty sure they're like the same brokerage like how you are.
Yeah, because us as the independent agencies, we mainly use same brokers everybody uses, because you're not going to go anywhere else. So my insurance policy is up for renewal now, man, and it's like, dude, every year, bro. No, I know. The insurance market,
commercial insurance on cars, forget about it, bro.
The insurance market is really bad. And especially when you're doing freight lines, like where you're hauling stuff, it's through the roof right now, man. I have clients that are paying, even with like 2 or 3 trucks, paying $100,000 a year just for insurance.
Is it because of all the demands that the liability behind it?
Yeah, because
it has to do with the liability behind it, right?
Yeah, because if you like, let's say you work for Best Buy. I have clients that work for Best Buy, and it's something called JB Hunt. JB Hunt is the one that hires you and gives you the jobs. Correct. The thing is that JB Hunt,
they're the brokers. Dude,
right?
I have a buddy of mine. that's a truck driver out in California.
Right.
His name is David.
Yeah.
I was just there on the weekend. We were talking about it. He drives for JB Hunt.
You see?
And he and for Amazon.
Yeah. And then the thing is that those type of companies, they require $1 million liability. And imagine you're crossing state lines. So of course the risk is going to be high and they're going to charge you more because you're driving over state lines and you're going into federal like things. And so God forbid you were to get in a major car accident, you have haul, you know, you got to make sure you're covered the right way. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these companies like JB Hunt and Amazon, they have certain requirements that you have to meet. And if you don't meet those requirements, you're not going to get a contract.
Yep.
Yeah, you won't get a contract.
Yeah, he was telling me all about it. He was telling me all about it this weekend when I was up there. He was telling me that because he has the truck, he has his own business.
Good for him.
But you have to have some. He told me some name, man. I'm not really too in tune with it.
Right.
I forgot what the hell he told me, but he told me, Sam, you have to have all these insurances in place in order to do business with
auto liability, just not liability, just with your car insurance. You need auto liability too, which is non-owned and hired autos. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you have people.
I have any.
Yeah.
Any auto.
Autos. You see?
Yeah,
and
I have any auto.
That's where you're able to provide insurance even with somebody that works for you, but they bring in their own car.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So
Correct.
that's
God forbid if they're driving inside the property or something and they you know they hit somebody or they damage they're and it falls on me.
Yeah, you most likely have $1 million in liability on regards to that.
I have a $1 million, $2 million with an excess of I think like $2 million.
Yeah, you
something
see,
like that.
But you're well insured. Some people don't even do it.
Dude, I'm getting sued right now, bro.
Damn, sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, bro. I had a slip and fall, bro. At one of the properties. Oh man, dude, it's just. But just talk about stress, bro.
Yeah, no, I can imagine because now they're gonna go through your liability.
They are, bro. They are. The people are suing the property and.
Yeah, because once that liability is exhausted, then that's when they go after the excess, and then. Hopefully it doesn't even reach to that point because that's
my worry is that they're gonna drop me, you know, and that's the thing I don't understand, man. How is it that you pay all this money and then all of a sudden when they have to pay out, they drop you, bro?
And that's every company. Everybody actually.
And then they gotta go ahead and you know the lady that does the stuff, she reaches out. Oh no, I'm shopping for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's tough, man. You know, and I have clients call me every day. Like I was telling you earlier before we started this. I have people reach out to me that have no accidents, no tickets, you know, and they're like, why is my insurance so high? But the thing is that you have, let's say his name is Daniel, that lives 3 houses down from you. He just got in a car accident, but the car accident was a fraud stage. It was stage fraud. You know what I'm saying? So those type of risks hurt you because what happens is these insurance
zip code.
Yeah, the insurance goes based off a zip code. So now your zip code just became a higher risk.
Like this right here.
Right.
This right here is high, bro.
Yeah, so you know, just like
Hialeah is high, bro.
Yeah, Hialeah, Tampa's a high one too, and people don't. Yeah, Tampa.
Well, everybody's been going up to Tampa.
Yeah, so people don't even believe it when I tell them Tampa.
Cubans, bro.
Yeah,
all
man,
all the fraud, bro.
You know, so it's like, and it's crazy because it's just like in the home insurance. You know, these people got adjusters that come out there to your house, knock on your door. You never even seen this guy. And he's like, yo, do you want to get paid? Do you want to do this? And most of these people, you know, especially nowadays.
You're talking about homeowners insurance adjusters?
Yeah. So like, you know, like people that just knock on your door, of course, you know, going through what you're going through right now, you know, we're going through tough times right now. Somebody's going to say, yo, I can get you $100,000. You're going to jump for it. You know what I'm saying? But not knowing in the long run.
It's going to affect them. It's going to affect everybody around them.
And you're going to pay that back in 5 years because at the end of the day, they're going to raise your rates.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And most likely, once you do that claim and you go through litigation, that insurance company is going to drop you.
But what you just said right there, right? You just said that somebody down the street committed fraud. So then in their eyes, they're like, if my neighbor's going to do it and my insurance is going to go up, why wouldn't I do it?
Exactly.
That's the way. So it's a trickle-down effect.
Yes, and that's the mindset for a lot of people, and it sucks because at the end of the day, you're hurting the good people that actually pay their insurance, drive correctly, don't get in accidents, and they're suffering as well, just like you.
Yeah, man. Commercial insurance right now, ever since that hurricane, I forgot what's the name of the hurricane out on the West Coast.
Was that Irma? No.
I forgot the name of the hurricane.
I don't remember.
Right now on the West Coast, that just happened a couple years ago.
Yeah, I forgot.
They destroyed all Naples and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, the insurance rates have gone up.
Yeah.
So then rent has gone up on commercial properties.
Yeah, man.
So and they're trying to pass that bill on to the people that are renting.
Yeah.
And that being said, now, dude, the whole commercial space is being affected big time. Not only on property insurance, but also the property taxes as well.
Yeah,
because everything has gone up.
Yeah,
I have a feeling that we're gonna go through some kind of change in the whole commercial.
Oh, no,
the whole
for
real
sure.
estate commercial.
Yeah,
property,
no, for sure.
Something's gonna happen.
And like I was telling you earlier, you know, like these legislators, they allow these companies to rate revisions so often. You know, and when a company's allowed to do a rate revision, that's just allowing them to raise the rates, you know, causing people to suffer, man. You know, there's people losing homes because of insurance.
100%. It's crazy. It's crazy you say that, man. But yeah, people they buy these houses, and the houses around here are already high as
And the interest rates are high.
The interest rates high. Well, now it is, but before the interest rates started going up,
right,
the prices were high. They had low interest, but the property taxes are higher. And now adding the insurance being high, Papa, what's coming is it's going to be a big surprise for a lot of people, man.
Yeah, man. And it's sad, though, because there's a lot of people that have been paying their home, doing their thing. They work, you know, 9 to 5, and they come home. And now, you know, like you see all this. You come home and let's say you open your mail and you see your renewal and your home insurance went up $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is. You know, that's another burden that's going to stress somebody out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do I do?
And what can you do?
It's hard, man. It's hard, but like I tell my clients,
there's no other companies out there, because I know Florida is.
Right now, I've heard of a company called Kin that have been given better rates in regards to home insurance, but I don't know how good they are in regards to paying claims. But like I tell clients every day, no insurance company wants to pay a claim. They don't want to pay out no matter what. It could be State Farm. I have heard complaints about State Farm, Allstate, Geico, Progressive. Every company you can name them, I've heard complaints. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever go based off of, oh, that's a, you know, I agree to stay with an A-rated company, but just don't think that just because they're an A-rated company, they're going to want to pay out that claim. They're not going to want to pay out that claim.
Will that fall back on you, though?
We do. It does fall back on us, because what happens is...
No, I'm sorry, not on you, on the client.
Oh, in regards to...
Let's just say, for example, they, you know, perfect example, man. You know me. Yeah. I'm going through this. Right. If the insurance company decides to... It's a slip and fall claim. If they decide to, my worry is they decide, hey, look, you know, we're not going to pay this, or do they always pay?
With regards to brokers and commercial, I've seen usually they do pay out, because it's usually a lot of people don't touch into their liability. Like for somebody to touch into their general liability or umbrella policy or excess liability, it's not that it's rare.
Attorneys go for the max.
Yeah, they go for the max for sure. Because at the end of the day, because they're trying to make their money as well. Because, you know, as an attorney, with, like, let's say personal injury, they make 33% off of whatever they bring you in.
33.333%.
Yeah, so it's like, you know.
They're trying to make as much as possible.
Exactly. So you got to think about it that way. So, yeah, it's just a lot of things that you got to just take into consideration. But like what you asked me earlier, what can they do? I always tell my clients, man, keep your house up to date. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to afford impact windows, get impact windows, get all your doors impact, get your garage door impact, because the biggest discount you can get as a homeowner is having impact windows and doors around your house.
I just finished putting mine.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you haven't told your insurance company,
I haven't. I have to hit them up.
You're gonna have to get an inspection done again.
Yeah, that's fine.
And just let them know.
Wind mitigation and all that stuff.
Just the wind mitigation, because wind mitigation. So another thing to touch that topic, a wind mitigation shows you what discounts you can give a client. The 4-point inspection is what shows the eligibility you have, because the 4-point inspection shows the HVAC, the plumbing, the electrical, and the roof. What's the status? Is it satisfactory? How many years it's been that hasn't been updated and stuff like that. The wind mitigation shows you what type of roof deck attachment you have, what roof attachments you have, if you have impact windows and stuff like that, what type of shape of the roof is. You know, the biggest discount for roofs is a hip roof. It's a certain format of way the roof is formatted. And that's one of the biggest discounts you get as well as a homeowner or anything in those regards.
Does that have to do with like the truss, or that has to do with certain
angles?
Certain angles of the
roof.
Of the roof.
It's hard to explain, but if you look it up and you look up for a hip roof, compared to a gable roof, because that's what usually people have, is either a gable roof.
Because it's cheaper?
Because it's cheaper.
And that's what probably roofing companies, when people come out there and they're going to probably put a roof,
Right.
you know, they're trying to sell them. And they'll just sell them lo más barato, you know, they'll sell them the cheapest thing, and the people buy on it and they don't really know. There's a lot of companies out there that just will sell a roof, you know, just to make their commission.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah,
And
no.
don't look out for the client.
No, for sure. And then I think the best roofs for you to have is a clay tile or a metal roof. Metal roof for sure is top tier, but clay tile is just right below it. And then shingles, of course, because the thing is with shingle roofs, they only give you a 25-year lifespan on it compared to...
So if you have shingle roofs, right? If you have shingle roofs, your insurance could go higher?
No, not that it's going to go
okay.
higher. It's just the fact is the lifespan on that roof is 25 years. Once you hit that 20 years, they're going to let you know you have 5 years remaining on your life. You're going to have to update it compared to a clay tile, where a clay tile can last anywhere between 30 to 35 years. And then a metal roof, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is anywhere between 40 and 50.
They're even making now metal roofs with that look like clay tiles, yeah.
Yep. I've seen a lot of people do that.
I saw it on Instagram. I was like, that's pretty dope.
It's really dope.
Because some people don't like that look, you know, of the metal.
Yeah. And then another thing though too is that, you know, I know some people that live in an association, you have to be up to par with your stuff. You know, not if you're living, you know, PSN where you don't have no association, or Country Village that has no association, you're fine there. But in regards to association, I have my partner that he lives in Silver Falls. He has to paint his house a certain way because that person has a certain way. So it's like, yeah. So what I can recommend for clients is always stay up to par with your house. Whenever you need to do updates, just do them. I know sometimes it can be pricey, but
you're gonna save money
in the long run. Yeah, you're gonna save money in the long run, and you're gonna save a headache in the long run. To be honest with you, because once you get to a certain point, they're not going to want to insure you no more. Your home is not insurable after a certain point, where your roof is outdated, your electrical panel has double taps or it's outdated, your plumbing's outdated.
What do you say about the people that have their house paid off and don't even have insurance, bro? What do you think about that? I have a couple friends of mine that are like that. They have their house paid off, and they're like, no, man. Insurance company they're just robbing you because, you know, the house is already built a certain way. If a hurricane comes, what's the roof gonna cost me? You know, 10, 15 grand or whatever. And they really
way more than that, but yeah.
That's the way they see it, you know? And I guess ever since Andrew, nothing big has hit us. We might be due for something.
Yeah, this year we're supposed to be like more than 20.
We might be due for something. That's what they say. We might be due for something.
Yeah.
Hopefully not, man.
Hopefully not. For sure. I hope for not either. But
because the insurance is going to go up again, bro.
It's like I tell people with auto insurance, because I have people that call me when they pay off their car or people when they pay off their home. What should I do? The main thing I do with auto, I ask them, I'm going to ask you this question. This is what I ask all my clients. If you're getting in a car accident today, and you don't have no common collision, you're just liability. If you get in a car accident and your car's a total loss, are you able to afford to put another down payment or get another car? That's what you got to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like a home insurance, you paid it off. Great accomplishment. Congratulations, because a lot of people do that. But if a hurricane comes, tears off your roof, are you gonna have 50 grand to pay for that? Compared to coming out the pocket, let's
2%,
say 2%.
Right? For hurricane, it's 2%, right?
2% or 5%, depending on what you do. When you have a mortgage company, the most you can do is 5% or 2%. Some companies can go up to 10%, but that's usually when you have.
So is that a tip? Let's say, for example, you want to lower your premium.
Yeah, you can.
You could hire your percentage then.
Yeah, so
that's a tip then that people could use.
Definitely. So if you're at 2% right now, you can hire your rate. You can hire your deductible to 5%, and your bank will allow it because most banks allow 2 or 5%. They don't go more than 5% though as a bank. Now, if you already own the house and you paid it off, then you could put 10%. But I really don't recommend that because you got to remember that 10% is a part of the dwelling. So if you're dwelling, let's say you're dwelling.
Say the average house right now in South Florida is 600 or 650.
Yeah, but the thing is you don't go based off of that though. Because what happens is with home insurance, they go based off a replacement cost estimator.
Correct.
So a replacement cost estimator is what it is to replace your home based off what the materials is priced at right now. We're not, because you own the land, but you don't need to, the land's not going nowhere. The home will go somewhere, but the land's not. And the land has value as well, not just the home. Yeah. So the replacement cost estimator is just informing you of what it would be to rebuild your home. Yeah. So usually, let's say I had a client that called me today, $9 million house in North Bay Village.
Oh, what part of North Bay? I have properties around
1331 Bay Drive, I think it is.
Okay, cool.
They own 18 sushi spots.
It's on the water. It's on the water.
It's on the water, right next to Pelican.
Okay.
Right next to Pelican.
Okay.
And they own 18 sushi spots.
Look at that.
Their replacement cost is $2 million. But what I go based off of, if you go to a property appraiser, it breaks down what the building value is, the land value, and what the total value is. What we do is we go based off the building value and put a little bit more just in case because of inflation. Now, especially days with inflation going up all the time, like his house was valued, just the building value was 1.6. The land value was 5.6. It was crazy. So I put it at $2 million, but I had to send those are the type of homes I send to brokers because at the end of the day, these are high-end clients. I have a lot of high-end clients. One of my clients is Alonzo Highsmith. Oh, cool. If I'm not mistaken, he's the vice president of operations for the New England Patriots right now. He was the director of UM right now, but he left to New England. Okay. So he's one of my clients. I talk to him all the time. I have Spanish singers.
How did you land him?
Through a friend. I also landed, forget his name. Cameron Wolf.
So that's
NFL Network.
So you try to tailor to those kind of clients, or you just tailor to?
No, I tailor to anybody, but I definitely tailor to those type of clients because those are high valued clients. Those type of clients that my main niche is commercial, but I love home because that relationship you have with that person that owns the home is most likely going to be for many, many years compared to auto. Because just like, you like a normal person, every 6 months you're going to shop around because you want something cheaper. With a home insurance, you're really not going to find anything cheaper because everybody has the same insurance companies. You know what I'm saying? But it's a yearly basis. You know what I'm saying? But I've built these relationships with these clients and I take care of them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like you said before, the customer is my first priority is the customer. I don't care about how much I make, how much commission I make. Because at the end of the day, if I can get you as a client, you're going to refer me, this guy, and I just made the same amount of money I would have did with just one client.
Correct.
And now I have volume. So that's my main objective is to make sure that my volume is going up, not just my pockets. You know what I'm saying? And I like to make sure people are, informed the correct way. I like to educate my clients as well because a lot of clients don't know what the insurance, they have a lot of questions, but they don't understand the insurance. So when I speak to my clients, I ask them, I tell them, do you have any questions? Do you need anything? You can ask me whatever you need. Just let me know.
Yeah, because they make the language very confusing. Most of the people, when they shop for insurance sometimes, and I'm pretty sure there's agents out there that, la gente, they just want the cheapest thing.
Oh, for sure.
So then to just whatever close them, they'll just sell them the cheapest thing. And then when the incident happens, they're calling you, saying, hey, what do you mean it's not covered? What do you mean? You never told me that. Or either they may act stupid that they don't know, or.
And I had a situation like that recently where a client called me and he's like, oh, it was a 2006. I remember everything. 2016 Mercedes-Benz E400 or E300. If I'm not mistaken, one of those two. And he was like, yo, the flood. He called
last week, bro. I'm pretty sure you got a lot of clients,
man. He's
like,
they're telling me I don't have comp and collision, but I asked for that. And I said, okay, let me go ahead and speak to the agent that wrote the policy for you. I said, I'll call you back. Spoke to the agent. She sent me the email and everything where he said he just wanted liability.
He had to cover your ass, bro.
Yeah, no, we do everything in writing. Either it's an email or a text. Something.
Did you guys learn that the hard way? Or they already train you like that?
They train you like that because at the end of the day,
CYA?
Especially in the state of Florida, man, I don't know if people know, but we are like probably one of the biggest fraud states in the United States in regards to insurance and bank scams and everything like that. So, you gotta cover your butt, man, like on all the time, especially when you're running a business, because at the end of the day, they're gonna go ahead and go after you and try to sue you because they feel like, we did wrong. But as long as you have that proof to show that, like I did this and this, I told them what it was, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So always on on point with stuff, man. Because
So what happened with that client?
he has to pay it out of his pocket now. There's nothing we can do. He asked me to backdate it, but I can't backdate that.
Yeah, man, that's that fraud shit,
Yeah,
bro.
because the thing is that you as an agent, you can say, look, I made an error and I forgot to add comp and collision. But at the end of the day, why am I going to do that for you if you advise me you just want liability? Now, if they made the mistake, then I'll take accountability for that. But I didn't make that mistake. That was on you. And it sucks to say, I might lose him as a client because he feels like I didn't try to help him. But when my agents first spoke to you, they advised you of the situation. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, man, make sure you're well insured, man. Make sure you know what you're looking at. Make sure you always get a declaration page. Perfect example. I have a lady that owns a business. She does fence installation. She does metal fences. She called me on a Monday. This was about 2 weeks ago. She calls me. She says, I need your help. I want to speak to you in person. A friend referred her to me. Tuesday morning, she was in my office for 5 hours. She found out she had general liability, she had umbrella, she had workers' comp, she had commercial auto, and she had auto liability. Come to find out, she didn't have $1 million in liability like they told her.
They lied to her. But man, but they send you a COI. They send you.
So another thing, don't ever go based off a COI. Whenever you get a policy from somebody,
because they could fake.
Yeah, and an insurance agent can
that?
No, nothing. An insurance agent creates a COI. I can create a COI for anybody I want.
You can put whatever you want on there,
right?
But it's the language, so that's why they ask for waiver subrogation,
right?
All that.
Additional insured, everything like that. But whenever you're getting a policy as a client, always ask for a declaration page.
What's a declaration page? So you could let kind of people know.
For sure. A declaration page is something that's provided once you bind insurance. Any insurance you bind, there should be a declaration page. A declaration page shows the coverage dates, the coverages you have, and what's covered. And also shows you the exclusions as well. So whenever you have general liability, always read what is excluded because certain things that you do might be excluded. That's the reason, you got Hitchcock's at first, but
Hitchcock's wasn't gonna give because the properties wanted a certain language.
Right.
They wanted certain things.
Yep.
And they said, "Hey, no, we can't do that." And that's when I reached out to
reach out to a broker.
Yep.
You see, because at the end of the day, with Hitchcock's, there's limits.
I have it's no, it's not an umbrella policy. It's
excess probably.
No, what's that? It's not primary non-contributor, but there's oh my Lord. What is it?
Errors and omissions.
It's one that just covers everything. That I don't have to provide. Oh my Lord, man! I got a brain for it now. Anyways, bro. I'll remember the name.
Yeah.
I'll remember the name.
Yeah. So always ask for a declaration page because that shows you everything, and that's concrete document that states you have insurance. You know what I'm saying? That lady didn't have. They told that lady she had $1 million in liability with who was it? With Progressive. That day I was on the phone calling each insurance company she had, and she didn't have the $1 million liability. She didn't have automobile liability like you have. Her general liability and excess liability canceled in March.
Bro, you don't think she lied, bro?
No.
You don't think she just?
No, because I reached out to the insurance companies and everything.
Yeah, but
the reason I don't.
But you get letters in the mail, man. Like for example, there was one of the drivers, dude. Even if one of the drivers
right
has something happens to their record, they automatically inform you, hey, this person's already out until they fix their light. So
she did find out. That's how she found out because she got something in the mail, and that's why she came to me because they informed her, look, just go to my friend and he's gonna help you out and he's gonna educate you and let you know what's going on and what's wrong with the situation. And like I said, I called, if I'm not mistaken, it was Scottsdale, I think it was, that did the general liability. Tapco, I'm sorry. Tapco Underwriters did the liability and the excess. She bound this policy in January. It was canceled in March. And supposedly she was on automatic payments, but it was going directly to the agent. The agent was defrauding her from certain situations. And the only reason I knew she wasn't lying is because when I told her the new prices, she was paying $3,000 for commercial auto, where they supposedly told her she had $1 million liability. And I said, I'm gonna be honest with you.
She paid $3,000 for the year.
Yeah. So I told her that's
How many?
3 cars, 3 units.
She had. Yeah, no, dude. I pay. Oh, man, I pay $500 a month or more now per every car.
No, I believe you.
For every car.
And then when I did it the right
So
way,
it's she was paying $3,000 a month.
no, a year.
Oh no, that's what I pay a month, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I pay a month,
and that's
bro.
what I told her. So now I got her the correct insurance with regards to general liability. Everything was way more expensive than what she was paying, but she paid it though. So I knew she wasn't lying because she dished out the money. She had to dish out, bro, man, like above $10,000 for everything, just to down payments and everything.
Yeah, down payment and stuff.
And she came out the pocket $10,000. It was crazy. I felt so bad for the lady, man. Felt so bad. But now her commercial went from $3,000. Her commercial auto went from $3,000 to $30,000. You know, her liability went up like $3,000.
That's how it is, man.
You know, the only thing I saved her money on was her other commercial auto because she had a Freightliner with another company, and I just wrote it with the same company, but because they don't do, there's something called agent of record change, a broker of record change, where I can, let's say if you have Progressive commercial auto, your renewal's coming up, I could be like, yo, let's just do an AOR and just bring it into me, and I'm going to service
What's an AOR?
Agent of record change. And I'm able to service the client now. I have a lot of clients that do it because they see how I am. They see what I bring to the table. They see how I treat my clients. I had a client call me today. She's like, every time I see somebody new come in, I tell them, this is my agent. Reach out to them. They're great people and stuff like that, you know. And like I said, that's what matters to me.
How many agents you got in your office?
6.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long you guys been in business?
5.
Yeah, 2 offices, right? Orlando and Miami?
Yeah. Orlando's a satellite office. Yeah, Orlando's a satellite office. Pines is the main office, but Orlando's a satellite office because we also do business in Orlando. The thing is that, if I told you earlier, I'm part of BNI, which is Business Network International. It's probably the biggest networking group in the world right now.
I almost joined one of those.
It's amazing.
To start, you know, when I started my business, to kind of get
It's amazing, bro.
But I never did, bro.
You should.
I never did.
You should. You don't know who you're gonna meet, man. And I've met a lot of people. And
we as a business owner, you know, we are in the business to create relationships.
Exactly.
That's the only way, bro.
Yeah.
To keep moving ahead.
Yeah.
We have
recognition, accountability, givers gain. There's a bunch of, they have 6 core values in BNI that they go based off of. It was a doctor that started it many years ago, man.
Really?
Yeah. And it's
so you
worldwide.
just go, is it in person?
There's some that are in person. My BNI chapter is Zoom meeting every Tuesday at 8 a.m. And we are probably the top 3 chapters in Broward County right now. Yeah. And we're ready for the year already. We're already have $1 million in thank you, almost $1 million in thank you for closed business. And thank you for closed business is like, if you're in the chapter and I send you a referral and you make a certain amount, that's thank you for closed business.
My my insurance agent, she's in a BNI, and she recommended me an attorney for my business. They all work together, and she said, "Hey, you should reach out to so and so,
Right,
to help you with your legal stuff, with your contracts and stuff like that."
I'm part of an insurance association as well, which is LAI.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a Latin association for insurance. It's just mainly insurance agents that, you know, we network together. We help build each other. We do CEUs and stuff like that, which is continuing education and stuff like that. We do events. We get together. It's really cool, man. It's really dope.
Yeah, sometimes I be seeing you be posting some stuff and going to different events, golf things.
Yeah.
So
that was part of a Broward chapter, though. That was a Broward chapter that we do. It's every year, a tournament. It's really big, bro. It's a really big tournament. We do golfing in Weston.
Okay.
But
we have at the Weston Hill.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and we have another event coming up in Marco Island in August.
Nice.
So it's like a convention type of thing.
And would you say that you've gotten most of your clients that way, or your biggest clients
No, what's crazy is my biggest clients is personally from me. I've always been since high school. I've always been like one of those guys that stood out. That always knew a lot of people. I know everything that was going on, so it just adapted, and I've gradually did it with my business. And now BNI has been beneficial for me because it actually taught me how to speak properly, more public speaking. But it also has bring me a lot of business as well. The LAIA doesn't bring me in business. It's just to associate with other agents,
Yeah, help each other out.
help each other out, help each other's business grow. Because at the end of the day, there's enough money for everybody out here, man. There's no need for to be greedy, no need to be like that. Even though
Selfish.
yeah, selfish. So it's always good to be give a helping hand, man.
Any books that you recommend to any other agents?
That book you have right here, Rich Dad Poor Dad, man. I think that's one of the best books I've read, to be honest with you. And
Really?
it teaches you a lot in life, man.
That book right there, a client of mine gave it to me. I'm hoping I get him on the podcast. He was in real estate big time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man, that was one of the guys that opened up my eyes in real estate. I've always loved real estate, but when he dedicated that book to me and I read it, and I even have audio too.
Nice.
You got to keep going through it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's a good book, bro.
Really good book, man.
It's a good book.
Teaches you a lot, man. It teaches you a
does.
lot, man.
It does.
And I recommend I recommend for people to read on whenever you get a chance, man. Put your phone down, stop watching TV, and read a book, man. 'Cause at the end of the day, you reading and doing that just as enhances your knowledge and your wisdom. You know what
You're
I'm
a
saying?
big reader?
Yeah, I've
I do
slowed
more.
down.
I do more audiobooks than.
No, I've been. That's the thing. That's what I was going to tell. I'm
'Cause
going
I'm on the
more into the
road.
podcast now. Now that I'm driving or I'm going to places, I just put the podcast on in the car and I start listening to it.
What are some of your favorite podcasts you listen to?
I use right now. I've been doing BNI because that's what it's part of. But they have they have multiple business owners that do podcasts, and I read it. I do it on a daily basis every time. It's like a 15-minute, 20-minute podcast, but it's very informative, man. So you know,
course.
yeah.
So the business the idea is, I guess, to grow it, and then sell your books.
I'm actually buying books right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we already bought one book in November from an agency in Hollandale, and we're still looking to buy more.
When you buy something like that, what's the due diligence that goes into it? Because you have to kind of verify that everything is legit, right?
Right. So there is something that we go based off of. The reason I got this last book was because of my progressive rep. He recommended me. But you ask them for 6 months of bank statements, their loss ratio, their retention rates, and they bring everything to the table. It was a lady that she was retiring. She sold her book. We brought it. We actually, I think by the end of this year, we'll make our money back. And we bought it in November.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's beneficial, man, because, as an insurance agent, like I was telling you earlier, we make residuals every 6 months on a yearly basis, depending on what type of insurance policy you get with us.
Everybody loves residuals, man.
Yeah, man. It's
that little drip every single month.
Yeah, man. Especially when you're established and you've already been doing it for 5 years, your residual starts becoming a monthly.
It gets addicting.
Current. Yes, it does.
Because once you see it, damn. When I was at the dealership, I started getting into merchant services.
Nice.
I've heard for a little bit, and that's. Dude, if I would have dedicated how I dedicated myself to my company,
right,
building my company to that, would have been a different level, man. Different level, bro.
But you know what? At the end of the day, failure is key in success, man. You gotta fail, man, because if you're not failing, you're not doing something right. Because at the end of the day, failure teaches you a lesson, and from that lesson, you learn. You know what I'm saying? So on a daily basis, you're learning. And you're adapting, and you're gradually growing.
100%.
So
100%. Yeah, that residual stuff. So then, when you buy these, so that's very an easy way then to grow.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you can find,
do you finance that?
No.
Or you have to pay for the books.
Well,
how does that work?
It depends on what the agent wants. This one we brought it outright because she didn't want to do nothing.
She could stay on board for a while
if she wants.
Okay.
So before I got into Mad Insurance, doing it with my boy Abdiel, I was working for Insurance Exchange, and I remember when I first started working with him, he started buying books of business. He brought actual agencies, the whole agency and everything with the establishment, like the office and everything. And I remember he brought his first book. It was called Best Rate Insurance. It was in Doral off of 25th Street and 87th. And
What were they writing?
they were doing
For
the same things we were doing, property and casualty, like commercial, home and auto. And they were well established, but the married couple, I guess they were getting tired. They wanted to go on vacation. They wanted to live life. And he brought the book, but they stayed on for a year for consultation. Because the thing is, what happens is a lot of clients, when they see that a book's being bought from another agent, they kind of shy away. So you keeping the actual principal owner of that agency on for at least a year for consultation, usually it works out for you. At the end of the day, whenever you buy a book of business, you're going to lose a percentage. You know what I'm saying? Because
what do you guys usually average? Like 10%, 15%, 20%?
in regards to what?
Like when you go buy a business, a book of business.
Right. What is the loss?
Yeah. Do you kind of take that into consideration? Saying, man,
we think we put our number at 15%. We're gonna lose 15% of the business. But at the end of the day, that 85.
But you have the information there, so you can start cold calling and start reaching out to them again.
Right.
And
Yeah,
start
send
selling them.
emails or have the agent owner contact them and let them know, look, I sold my business, I'm retiring. This is such and such. They're great people. You know, you're gonna be well in good hands with them and stuff like that. So there's certain things that you could do to try to persuade the client to stay, but usually you're gonna lose about 15%.
So that's the way to go then, man.
Yeah.
So
man.
what's your guys' goal? To keep growing it, keep buying, and then eventually sell it to like a Brown and Brown?
It's crazy. We had an offer from NSI, something called NSI, not Brown and Brown. There's another agency that's right there on 57 called NSI, and they offered I think it was like 1.5.
Dude, NSI, that sounds familiar because when I was at the dealership, they offer all kinds of insurance, bro.
Yeah, NSI is right next to the dealerships on 57, in that white building that's right by Costco.
NSI used to sell contracts for the cars, for road hazard, for all that stuff.
They offered 1.5, but at the end of the day, there's no point of selling until you get to a certain bracket. Because the thing is, you got to take into consideration whenever you sell a business, you gotta pay taxes when you get that money.
A lot of people don't know that, man.
Yeah, man.
You gotta know how to
and when we did the numbers,
move the money.
They offered 1.5, but the take home was like 800 grand. How can somebody live off 800 grand? You know what I'm saying? You can't live off that for many years. It's not enough money. You know, so we were like, nah, man, we got to keep growing. And we got to just keep building and building and building. And
But you tell people that, man. There's a lot of people out there that think $800,000 is a lot of money, man.
It's not nothing, man. That's nothing nowadays.
I had this conversation with a couple friends.
Yeah.
And, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, $100,000 a year is equivalent now to $250,000, I think.
Correct. Yes.
If you're making $100,000 a year, and there's a lot of people that are not making that.
Yeah. There's people making 40, 30 still.
And it's tough. I have a lot of employees, and I try to pay as much as I can, man, because I know times are tough.
Yeah.
But it's hard, man, raising a family.
Oh, yeah.
With the way in the rents are.
Yeah.
Because, if you're lucky enough in this market to be able to afford a house, it's even tougher. But rent, food, insurance, everything, bro.
Gas.
It's tough, man.
Gas.
It's tough.
Yeah. It's really tough,
It's
man.
tough. So, but some people say, man, it also depends on the lifestyle.
Yeah. A lot of people live above their means, man. And people don't realize that. But, it's always great to like live lavish and stuff like that. But keep building, man. Don't worry about what social media says. Don't worry about what anybody says. Do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, in the long run, you're gonna benefit from just focusing on you and building compared to living above your means. And you're making
so try to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, try to keep up with exactly, to keep up with people that are nowadays. And it's like, what's the point, man? Are you trying to be somebody, or are you trying to be, you're trying to be, better for yourself, not for nobody else, but for yourself?
Dude, all the money that I make, I reinvest it
That's the best thing you can do right
in
now.
everything. But it's not like I reinvested I reinvested in myself. I reinvested in my business, obviously, and try to. No, I would say the majority of it is right now. A little bit of property, but in myself.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah. And
personal development, I think is
no,
is
big
very
key.
important, bro.
Big key, big key. And I have financial advisors in my BNI group, and I had a conversation with her last week, and she was telling me, like, you can keep putting money in your savings, but it's not going to grow. You know, what's the point of that? The best thing for you to do is invest.
100%. You got everybody has what they could tolerate.
Right.
You know, some three months. Some people are a month. Some people are 6 months.
Yeah.
But the key is whatever you could tolerate.
Right.
That that you could. Okay.
Right.
This is what I have. Definitely keep pushing to try to invest.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, even if
the money has to work for you, man.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're taking baby steps, man, as long as what I tell people all the time, progression is so much better than regression. Always progress, because at the end of the day, you can gradually grow to a certain point where you'll be able to live a certain lifestyle you want. And I'm not saying be, lavish, millionaire, no, but where you're able to afford sports program for your kids, you're able to afford your home, you're able to go out to eat with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever it is, you're able to travel and don't have to worry about, damn, am I going to be able to pay this if I go on this? You know what I'm saying? Where you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you know what I'm saying? And you're comfortable within yourself and you're able to provide for your family. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest key, man. Always gradually growing and progressing in life, man.
But some people they get comfortable though, bro.
And
when you have some money put away, when you have this, and people get comfortable.
I was one of those people too.
And they stop.
And I was one of those people too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was one of those people back in the days.
And what changed? What sparked that to kind of like, let me
hitting rock bottom. Hitting rock bottom, man. Being at the low where you couldn't go no more lower.
What's the low for you? I know we're getting personal now.
You're good, man.
What's low for you?
Having to go back to your mom's house and living with your mom until you get back on your feet. And at the end of the day, us at this age, it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? And I see people that are doing it now, that they have to live with their mom or, and I know there's people in certain situations which I understand, but there's certain people in situations where that's on you. You can better yourself and put yourself in, even if it's an efficiency, but just gradually grow from what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't, when you're at the bottom, you can't go no lower, man. Everything's up from there. You know what I'm saying? So my mindset, I've never been a weak-minded person. You know what I'm saying? I've never been like that. I've always been a business mindset. It just certain things happened in my life that brung me down. But knowing that I had family that supported me, friends that supported me, that I still have supported me right now, like, in regards to what I do and stuff like that, that just uplifted me. You know what I'm saying? Because even
you need a good support system at all times.
All times you need a good support system. Friends, family, even, coworkers, whatever it is. Some coworkers, I'm not gonna lie, they're not really there for your best interest. But I've had my friends that I've known them for more than 20 years, man. And they've always been supportive. They've always been there for me and always giving me advice. Even if it was not the advice I wanted to hear, they would always talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And I do that to my friends now too. You know what I'm saying? And it's a plus, man, having a good support system around you, man. No matter what it is, man.
How long were you in rock bottom?
About a year and a half.
And what was it? You lost like your job or something?
Yeah. This was right before I got into the insurance industry. This was 2011.
What were you doing?
Nothing.
No, I'm saying at the job that you lost.
Oh, I was working for health insurance.
Okay.
And then I wasn't interested. I lost interest. And I lost my job. I was getting unemployment, but it wasn't, unemployment ain't nothing, man. Back then it was what, 275 a week or something, like 250 a week or something like that.
Does that have like a certain cutoff?
Yeah. I don't
After
know
a while, that's
yeah, I think
it.
it's like a 6 month cutoff or something like that.
You know what also it is too though? If you surround yourself with people like that, if you surround yourself with people that get by,
Yeah.
you're gonna stay like that.
Oh no, for sure.
You have to surround yourself with people always, a lot higher than you.
Yeah.
And if you're the top guy in your group, it feels good.
But you gotta look for another group.
But you have to look for somebody. Yeah, you have to keep growing.
And that's the reason. And that's another reason I joined BNI, because everybody's a business owner. You know what I'm saying? Everybody owns their own business. They have their own establishment. They do something. So it's just in regards to that, like, always make sure that somebody's smarter than you in the room, because you can always learn from that person. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I preach that every day, man. Like,
I hit rock bottom too, bro, and it was tough, man.
yeah,
It was tough.
I know.
It was tough, man. Starting from the bottom and working your way up. You could say you hit it twice.
Yeah.
When I got divorced and then starting everything again, because I try to keep everything afloat.
Right.
Trying to keep everything afloat.
Yeah.
And I had to move to my mom's house. I had to. I try to maintain everything to not affect my kids.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I'll take the sacrifice. And
You see, and that's why I said in certain situations I understand, because I was in that situation when that happened. When I hit rock bottom, I had to move back to my mom's house. I had my own place right there in Miramar in Aventine with one of the girlfriends I was
that's
with.
one of my properties.
Oh, nice.
Aventine and Miramar.
I love Aventine, bro. And she had a kid though. How am I gonna tell somebody to leave that has a kid when I didn't have a kid at that time? I think that's selfish. That would have been selfish of me.
100%.
So I left. You know what I'm saying? And I had to do what I had to do. But my situation was me being the better person and being a man about it. Because as a man, you don't want to see a woman struggle with their kid in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather see me struggle than a woman, even though we had altercations and we got into, like, not physical fights or anything like that, but, arguments and stuff like that. So, like, I just told myself I can't do that.
Yeah. It's best to just remove yourself from the place. Are your parents together?
No. So that's another thing.
Good.
My father, when I was, I would say 1 or 2 years old. Yeah, my father got locked up when I was like 1 or 2 years old. And this was in 87. 87, 88, I think it was. He got locked up. They found, it seems like the person he was driving for, because he was an 18-wheeler driver, they put cocaine in the truck. He had no knowledge of it. And he got 10 years in jail. What sucks was that he was about to get his citizenship. They deported him. So now he lives in the Dominican Republic. But I go every year. Actually, Joelly's met my father. I go all the time, bro.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Yeah.
How your life could change like that.
Yeah.
Being surrounded probably by the wrong people and being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Luckily, I had my two uncles that raised me, man. They stepped in and did
And
what
your
they had to
mom.
do. And my mom too, but I mean, like, as in regards to a father figure.
Oh, father figure. Okay.
My two uncles, they helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? My mother was an amazing person. My mother worked 2 jobs and busted her ass just to make sure I was living
Did she
good.
remarry?
No, my mother never got married again.
Same as my mom, bro.
Yeah, never married again, because she said it. She's like, what's the point? My mom was already married 2 times already.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, there's no point. And the thing was, she didn't want, especially in those days, there was a lot of people talking about how people would touch kids and stuff like that. My mom didn't want that to happen. Because my mom's the type of person, she'll go crazy and she'll probably kill that person.
You're the only child, or you have?
No, I have 3 sisters, 2 now. From my mom's side, I have 3 sisters. 1 passed away before I was born. And then I have a sister and 2 brothers from my father. So I have about 5 siblings right now.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Big family.
Man, I have like 12 nieces and nephews, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And you have a kid, right?
Yeah, he's 10 years old.
What's his name, man?
DJ. Well, his name is Damian Jesus, but I call him DJ.
DJ, cool, man.
Yeah, because I'm a big Derek Jeter fan, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, Ramfis, and what school does he go to?
He
You stay in Broward? You stay in
no, I stay here. His mother. That's another thing. His mother recently just moved to Mississippi because it was times are rough out here. So I get him on holidays, summertime, and stuff
So
like
he's
that.
out there?
Yeah, he's in Mississippi.
Dude, how's that, bro?
It's tough. It's really tough. It's really tough. Especially not seeing your kid, you know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. But I had to be the bigger person, like I said, at that time, because at the end of the day, if I left her here, she would have been struggling. You know, and I can't allow a woman to struggle. And she's actually doing better for herself over there. She got a job. She's paying like $1,300 in rent for a 3-bedroom.
Look at that, man.
You can't find that
Nah,
over
hell
here,
no,
man.
man. That's
You
not
know,
even,
so-
that's like an efficiency right now, bro.
Yeah. So my son's happy. I speak to him every day. You know what I'm saying? He calls me all the time. But things are going good, man. So that makes me happy. Even though it sucks that he's not being here, but sometimes you just gotta.
Maybe at a certain age he'll decide to move down.
Right. Yeah. You know, sometimes you just gotta make sacrifices, man. You know what I'm saying? And that sacrifice was allowing them to leave. You know, but it's tough.
Yeah, it sure is, man. So business, how did you end up, your partner told you, hey, come join me, I'm doing this,
Yeah.
and you were at the
I was at the other insurance agency. Yeah. And I seen a spot where I knew if I was helping to grow this and become a partner, there would be more opportunities for me. You know what I'm saying? More money, more opportunities, you know, more growth, you know, working for working for myself, setting my own schedule, you know, able to work from Starbucks. Like I told you, I can go to California, work from California if I want. I don't have to report to somebody or anything like that, man. It's been probably it was a big risk when I did it, but it's probably the best risk I've took in my life so far.
it's was there any struggles that you had when you joined the when you started opening up the business, or he already had the business running?
No, it was just opening.
It was just he was the one that was writing all the policies.
No, like
Or you guys,
him.
or just y'all too?
Yeah, when he started, I started with him.
Oh, you know, agents.
No agents, just me and him.
How does that? How is it? You know, when you open up your own, what kind of resources do you get? Do you get resources from the insurance company? You get stuff, you know?
No,
No.
everything's sacrificed, man.
But what I'm saying is, there's no like, you know, how can I say, man? What's that? What's the word? The like people to call. You know, you're nothing.
Nothing.
So how would you do your marketing?
We were starting networking. We were going network after hours. We were going to network events every week.
What were one of the challenges that you had to try to like tell people, hey, look, we can help you with this? Like, how would you sell? How?
It was just letting them know what kind of service we're providing and what type of people they're going to be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You're going to deal with genuine people that are going to take care of you and make sure that you're put first before anything else. You know, so a lot of people understood the concept. That's the reason he made the name Mad, because it was making a difference in people's life. And that's what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? We want to educate these clients. We also want to make sure that they're saving. And we also want to make sure that they're well insured and that they're insured the correct way. And not have certain situations like I've had in the past few weeks, you know?
What would you say would be a good selling tip? You know, how would you close a sale?
How would I close a sale? Just the way I talk, man, and the way I present myself and the way I provide my service and
So being authentic.
Yeah, being authentic, but also how do I say, showing my actions, letting my actions speak for itself. Because at the end of the day, we took a sacrifice when we started this to where we are now, and like I said, it's the best decision I've made. But if you speak to the clients that we have now, they won't say anything bad. Even the clients that left, you know what I'm saying? We've never had a bad rep. We never had a bad review or anything in those regards. So we make sure we provide A1 service no matter what. A client can be screaming at me because of the rates or anything like that. At the end of the day, my job is to help you the best I can. Even if I have to push you to another direction where it's another agency or like another company, I'll do that. Because at the end of the day,
You're trying to look out for them.
yeah, not myself, like I told you. Of course, I got to look out for myself, but in regards to this, I got to look out for the customer first because at the end of the day, in a business like this, customer is what drives this
Your
business.
reputation is what? Because you could tarnish your reputation like that
Exactly.
by doing something
Right.
that you're not supposed to do.
Exactly.
Coming up with like systems and processes for your business, how, is that something that these insurance companies help you with, or that's something that you guys had to build?
In regards to the process, no, they give us guidelines and stuff like that, what they accept, what is excluded, stuff like that. So there is guidelines in regards to what insurance companies require and stuff like that. So that's stuff that we use to build our business. Because at the end of the day, if you go based off of that, because you're working, technically we're working for the insurance company. We're selling their insurance. You know what I'm saying? So by us abiding by their guidelines, it's helping us provide a certain service to these clients.
Most of the clients that you have right now, are they all have been like referral, like word of mouth?
Yes.
The majority of it?
No marketing.
Zero marketing. That's how I was with my business. Everything has been either me knocking on doors, walking into the properties, selling the service, and with that good service that we provide, we would get referral, and that's obviously the best way, But marketing, dude, you're gonna need to, man, to keep growing.
No, yeah, for sure.
To keep growing, either buying more books or you got to start marketing, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, man. And like we do market on social media. It's Mad Insurance on Instagram and stuff like that. We do have a Twitter account as well. I think we do have a Facebook account as well. We do market, but the thing is, once I get to a certain point, I'll definitely go ahead and start marketing more. But right now,
You know what you guys should do? This right here that we're doing, bro. And the same tips that you're giving, you're talking about, do little segments and just boom, put it out there. Put it out there. Put it out there. This is what you guys should be doing. I don't know if if in your office there's space, space. You don't need that much stuff, and you could have, some of the agents talk and get testimonials. All that stuff is good, man. All that stuff is good to help you, Yeah, man, it's a lot of information, but a lot of people don't really know. They just think, okay, yeah, what can you do, for me? We're good on this? Oh, okay. What can you do for me as far as pricing? But I think you've explained a lot, man. You've explained a lot. Prices of insurance, I think, how does that, would it go down? Or
we're hoping it stabilizes, but the thing is, like I tell my clients, you can't complain to the insurance agent. What you got to do, yeah, you can complain to the insurance company, but the main objective as a client or as a citizen of the state of Florida or United States, whatever it is, you have to go to your legislators and let them know. Because at the end of the day, these legislators in each state, they make the rules. They allow these companies to do rate revisions.
You think they get kickbacks? There's money underneath the table?
Could be. Especially with Citizens, because Citizens is a government-run company. It's a state of Florida company. It's not Citizens that somebody owns it. No, it's run by the state of Florida.
I had a client of mine at BMW that he insured insurance companies.
Oh, I believe it.
And he was making a killing, bro.
He was probably doing MGA.
I don't know what it is. I don't know all the terminology, but he would insure insurance companies. Mm-hmm. So when they, I guess, I don't know, they have something, there's always coverage for them. I had no idea you could do that.
That's another thing that we're about to get into, is that we want to open up a surplus lines our own of doing general liability. Umbrella.
Surplus what?
Surplus lines.
What's that?
Same thing you do. When you get your general liability, you have to go through a broker because so like people with certain risks, like the lady with the fence installation, no Hitchcock's or Werks not going to accept it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to accept that because it's a high risk. So we have to go through a broker to get them general liability. So us, his name is Abdiel. We're thinking about opening up a surplus lines, and
So hold on. So then, to plug in my agent now, the company is Orange Group Insurance. That's kind of like how Mad Insurance is. And then I think the broker that they use, is it Bass?
yeah, Bass.
That's considered the broker, right?
That's considered a broker. That's considered a surplus. But Bass is an MGA. It's a broker.
What's MGA?
MGA is, I forgot what it stands for. I do apologize, man. But it's like a certain. We reach out to MGAs to get certain risk insurance. Now, they're like an agency as well. They're the middleman, but they're reaching out to the companies that offer the insurance. So there's companies called like RPS, Bass Underwriters, Tapco, Amwins. They have appointments with Lloyd's of London, Scottsdale, Nautilus Insurance Company.
big insurance company.
More than big insurance companies that provide the insurance.
So you want to be like
Yeah, somebody right in that tier where we're just going to write general liability, professional liability, and umbrellas. We don't want to write anything else, not a commercial property, none of that. We just want to do liability. Because, at the end of the day, it's a good thing to do.
Are the
man.
margins good in insurance?
Yeah, margins are really good. Depending on what company you use and stuff like that, their margins are good, especially with the surplus lines. The reason we want to do the surplus lines is because the margins are a little bit bigger than what an insurance agent makes. With a surplus line, you're making anywhere between 20 to 25%. As an agent, you're making anywhere between 10 to 15%. So it's a big difference.
Yeah, man, that's a big difference. Double.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
It's double. I remember when I was signing up for one of the policies, there's like some like terrorism thing.
Yes.
What is that, man?
Terrorism coverage is in regards to anything happens in regards to like
something like 9/11 stuff. Ever since 9/11, that clause
came into effect after 9/11, yeah. So anything that happens in regards to, like, let's say you own a commercial property and somebody comes and bombs it. If you don't have terrorism coverage, then they're not going to cover because that was a terrorist attack.
You know that they say that the owners, you're gonna like this, bro. They say that the owners of the we're gonna go down this conspiracy thing, but the owners of the Twin Towers, bro, right before they made the sale, they made sure that the Twin Towers had a terrorism coverage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
No, those planes can't take down those buildings like that.
Yeah, I know, man. That's a whole
a whole other topic.
Yeah, dude.
That's a whole other topic, man.
That's another episode.
Just to touch base into that, we're not dumb, man. So shit happens.
It's
man.
crazy, man. It's crazy. A lot of people say that insurance companies, are not out to help them. Is it because, they there's that stigma. There's that stigma that un robo, what besides all the information that you've given, which I think is went into detail to a lot of stuff.
Right.
What other information do you think you could provide
In regards to insurance?
Yeah, like to let people know that, hey, look, it's not the agent. Yeah. It's
your legislators. Like I said earlier, you got to speak to them because they allow these companies to do rate revisions so often. A rate revision is where they allow these companies to increase rates. You know what I'm saying? Homeowners, commercial property, general liability, auto insurance, anything in those regards where the rates are going up. Like I told you earlier, I don't know if I said it, but DeSantis signed something yesterday where he's allowing citizens to go up 14% on premiums.
And Citizen is the big player here in Florida.
Yeah, they're a monopoly. They're just like FPL. Because the thing is that Citizen takes on.
There's definitely a kickback, bro.
No, yeah, for sure. Citizens takes on risk that other like private companies, they don't even want to write in South Florida because of the amount of fraud that goes on. Citizens is like the only company that stepped up and takes these clients. But they're already doing now with Citizens, they're doing takeouts. What a takeout is that the clients that they have that they know they can take out, they're putting them into the private sector and putting them in private companies. they have contracts with these private companies like Slide, Monarch.
So they basically say they grab it and they're like, hey, look, you're gonna have to
Yeah,
take care of this.
yeah. Because the thing is, now there's a 20% rule where, let's say you have Citizens, right?
Well, Citizens, the private, is it private insurance or is it?
Private insurance. So Slide,
okay.
Edison, Florida Peninsula.
So they basically sell them.
So they have. It seems like they have a contract with them to allow these customers to go to their business, to their insurance company. Because the thing is, due to the fact that Citizens has become a monopoly, you got to think about it. Let's say Citizens probably has 70 to 80% of the state of Florida insured.
Yeah, but when all these private companies were leaving, if Citizens didn't step in, then a lot of people wouldn't have insurance.
Yeah, you could say that, but there was still private companies that stayed, like Universal and stuff like that. There's other companies that did leave. There's even auto insurance companies that left the state of Florida, like Mercury.
Mercury left. Mercury was pretty affordable too.
Yeah, Mercury left the state of Florida. What was the other auto insurance company? Damn, I can't think of the name right now. There's
Is
another
it Farmers?
Yes, Farmers. There we go. Farmers left as well. State Farm left the state of California because of all the fires that are going on. You know what I'm saying? These companies are just pulling out because at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Like I was trying to say was, Citizens insures 70 to 80% of the state. God forbid, big hurricane hits the state of Florida. How is Citizen going to pay out all that money? You know what I'm saying?
So then, what do you think? What do you think?
That's why they're doing. That's why they're doing the takeout. It's because they have to. They got to get to a certain percentage because they have too many clients now. They didn't expect it to get this big. That's what happened. They didn't expect this to come. So now they're doing takeouts where, like I said, let's say there's something called a 20% rule. Let's say you have Citizens, right? And your policy's premium is $5,000 for the year. But then Slide comes and says, yo, I'll give you $6,200. No, I'm sorry, $5,800, $6,000. That doesn't meet the 20% rule. So you can't go back to Citizens. You got to go with the private company and pay more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of factors that come into the home insurance industry, man. It's really, the home industry right now in regards to real estate insurance, it's really bad. Even though, like I tell people, even if the interest rates drop, the houses have gone up. So it's going to average out. Even if you get a house at $700,000, but you get let's say a 5% fixed rate or whatever it is, you're still going to be paying a high mortgage rate because of the price of the house. Before, you were getting a low interest rate with a low, $400,000 house, you're getting 4 or 5%.
So
you were able to afford it.
So yeah, but interest rates are not going to go down.
They're not. No. I'm just saying
The prices
if they were.
of the house have to go down.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping.
It has that's.
And the only way that's going to happen is with a crash.
No, not necessarily a crash. If people just stop buying.
True. But how do you do that when you got people from California and the state of New York coming over here and just buying houses cash?
I don't think it's in the floods. I think what's happening is this. This is my thesis. We're good? Oh. He's cracking up back there. This is my thesis, bro. Yeah. This is what I think. Houses have gone up. Could be because of people coming from New York, from California, the migration, right? Buying these houses up. But there's still people here, right, that get sold in the event either my mortgage brokers are gonna hate me, all my mortgage broker friends are gonna hate me, and my realtors. But remember, they're trying to push it. So they're trying to say, hey, it's gonna keep going up, it's gonna keep going up, it's gonna keep going up. And what do most families, especially the Latin family, what do? Coño, and especially the ones, Cubans. I'm Cuban Puerto Rican, so please don't start attacking me. But they're used to living together. So they sell them, hey, man, you're paying how much in rent? Why don't you buy a house? It's yours. Right? This is my thesis, bro. Why don't you buy a house? It's yours. You and either your brother or whatever live together, buy the house, and within a couple years, as the price keeps going up, you could refinance, you could sell, and then, you could go ahead and buy two other house, sell the house and then buy two other houses or rent out the house out, whatever the case may be. So then what happens is they're not using your normal family, mom, dad, and a couple kids or whatever, to or just a couple to buy the house. Now it's 2-3 families qualifying to buy the house. You see what I'm saying? So that's gonna if that keeps happening, that's gonna keep raising the price.
Oh no, for sure.
That's gonna keep raising the price.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Not to say in a ill manner or disrespectful way, but that's what the Chinese do when they come over here. There's 4 families that live in a house. They pay it off in a certain amount of time. And
Indians too.
Indians too.
Yeah, but we understand that. That's definitely understandable. But these people, I don't know, man. That's just the way I think, bro. That's just the way.
Listen, man. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything like that, but
because a normal family right now cannot afford. Their culture is like that. Their culture is everybody live and let's just boom, stack up our money, pay off the stuff, and then we can all live comfortable. That's their culture. But I don't know. I guess us here we're you always want to live alone with your. Maybe we've been living wrong, I guess, this whole time. I don't know, but that's just my opinion as far as why I think prices are going to keep going up. And then they qualify, but then they do the efficiency. They do this. They put the traders in the back, and
you have an income now.
You have an income, but at the same time, you're making it harder for people. So, and eventually, like they say, it might be it might just be everybody renting. And there's like, you said you're the mother of your son. It makes it more harder for people that were already born and raised here to live here, and they have to leave. And they have to go to other states. It's tough.
Texas, Virginia, states like that where you're able to find affordable housing.
Man, you ever seen on Instagram all those houses that come up in Texas and you're like, yo. But my question to you is this, man. Do you think it's like in rural areas that it's so cheap? Like why are the houses so cheap in Texas? What do you think?
The material they use.
It's not
it's not cement like over here. They use
it's all wood. So it's cheap.
It's all frame.
It's all framing. And
over here it's masonry. Where we use concrete and slabs and stuff like that. So it's a big difference.
So writing insurance there?
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper?
Yeah. Because I have a cousin, my cousin Josh.
Okay.
He lives out there. He does insurance. So I know he tells me the rates are way cheaper out there than they are over here. But remember I told you, what comes into factor with the state of Florida is the amount of fraud. That's one of the biggest factors, the reason insurance rates are so high. Because you got so many people doing fraud, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you have Daniel that owns a home and an adjuster comes to his house. Let's say he really does have damage, okay. But the damage is really 20 to 30 grand. But the adjuster comes and say, yo, I'll get you 100 grand.
Just sign right here for me. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
You just put up 70 grand on top of what you're really supposed to get to fix the house. These insurance companies, man, they can pay out so much where it gets to a point where you're going to be bankrupt if you keep paying this out. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, man. It's tough. It's a tough market.
You think they'll pass something for adjusters to like?
Yes, they already have. I forgot how. I don't know how it works. I'm not in that field, but there is something in regards to the lawyer and the adjuster. I forgot what it is now, but they did something to kind of like stabilize what was going on in regards to that.
There's probably going to be a lot of restoration companies and those public adjusters going out of business and soon then.
Yeah, man, because they're not making the money they used to now, which it's good for insurance companies, but it's not good for people that have adjusters or people that have, like you said, restoration companies that do mold and stuff like that. So it's tough, man.
So we covered a lot. Where can people find you? Throw your link out there, so people could find you. And
MadInsuranceUSA.com. We have online where you can send your information and get a quote. Reach out on Instagram to Matt Insurance. DM us. My office is in Pembroke Pines. Just reach out to me, man. And
What's the office number, bro?
it's 954-541-9232. Just go ahead and reach out to me. I go ahead and see what I can do for you and get you a better price if I can. And we can go from there.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for taking the time, man.
Thank you, man, for having me. Appreciate
Of
you.
course, man. Of course. We could start talking about other stuff too later on. We'll have you back on the pod to get a little bit more in depth as far as the whole entrepreneur stuff and,
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
and starting
definitely.
how it is starting a business and kind of advice we could give other people
No, for sure.
to that may want to pursue.
Yeah.
Opening up their own.
Yeah, man. It's definitely beneficial, man. Definitely.
Appreciate it, Ramfis. Thank you, bro.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.